Hey family, it's Tasha MAMABEAR prepping. You already know what time it is, baby. Get your drink, pull up, let's talk about it. Today, I've been asked for a while different things to do. I have talked on this in the past of kind of game plan of financial things to do. Now, this is not a financial channel by any means. This is not a budgeting channel. I actually have a cousin who has a financial channel. She does a great job. Marissas. Check out her channel. I'll probably maybe link it, but she has great information about financials, budgeting, family budget, how they do it, living a frugal life, like all of that type of stuff. Okay. So, I'll put her link to her channel in the description box below. So real quick, my own 2 cents on financial things that me and my family are doing now to get ready to push into this next year. This next year is going to be a hard one. It's not just this time now. It's not just this next year. It's the years to come. And so families are making hard decisions. You have families who are living on credit right now. Maybe not making the best sound financial decisions, but at the end of the day, they have to do what they have to do to try to survive and to keep moving forward with their family and paying for things and living, right? Paying for food, right? Making sure that they have the things for their children that they need, right? And so I'm just going to go through several things that we've done in the past, we're about to go through and do again, ramping up for the new year. A lot of people have New Year's resolutions that they're starting to think about what they want to do, get healthy or whatever, prepare more. Maybe it's certain items you want to, or certain areas of preparedness you want to concentrate on. And I think finances is a very important one, okay? So that we can help get through inflation, because it's not going away. It's going to we're in a recession. It's going to continue to move forward with inflation. It's then going to get to hyperinflation. And I think the problem is that there's so many sales going on right now. There's so many people trying to push certain products that have not done well the last 2 years. And so they're forced to bring down those prices. There's great prices in food right now at the grocery store, right? Please take advantage of that, because I do not know how long that's going to last, okay? Gas right now is at a decent price, but it's starting to go up. You're starting to hear about shortages. You're starting to hear about places running out of that. You're starting to hear about limits at stores. You're starting to see more shortages in certain spots, but there is some stuff that's on sale that they're trying to push. And so get those items while you can. And that's kind of a way to push and fight inflation, because we are going to go to a Great Depression. And a lot of this country does not know what that feels like. I don't even know what that feels like. All I know is what I've researched, what I've learned from elders, from older people that have gone through it and what they went through, and their lifestyles, the daily ins and outs of what they had to deal with, and then try to take from that and figure out, okay, how does that fit into my lifestyle now, to my family dynamic today, and how do I make that work for me, right? And so I have several ideas. So these are different things that you can do financially to kind of set the tone for your family financially, and just help put some more money in your pocket. So hopefully you're not making decisions like, hey, I'll just get more credit cards, or I'll just keep using these credit cards because they're not maxed yet, and I'll just keep doing that until things get better. But the problem is things are not going to get better anytime soon. So you've got to start really thinking about the big picture. So some ideas: cancel subscriptions. Now, I know right off the bat people are like, so what? Like, how many times I've been told from a financial channel or somebody talking about cancel subscriptions. I'm just going to walk you through how to do it though. Okay. So subscriptions, we sign up for stuff as a society all the time. We do that through apps. We do it online. We do it at grocery stores when we're trying to get a sale. We do it in so many different ways that it's hard to track. Now, there's some fancy apps out there. Hubby has one that he really likes. I don't want to mess up the name. Rocket something, I think. Anyway, that tracks everything, right? And literally it will tell you how much you spend on food, how much you spend on bills, it tracks every single subscription that you have. And then you can actually, on this one platform, delete apps. I don't want to get that anymore. I don't want to get that anymore. And it's easy because a lot of people, they don't know how to go in and delete or turn off something, right? A lot of people are not savvy, technology savvy, to be able to figure out, okay, which website do I need to go to? Where on the website do I need to go exactly to turn this off? Some people want to call. There's several ways to do this, right? And so in that effort, I'm just going to kind of walk you through what we've done in the past. So first thing is, I'll go into my bank statement. I'll go on my phone. It's very easy if you have your phone, if you have mobile banking and you're able to just go on your phone and just scroll through it and just write down everything that you buy, right? You don't have to necessarily say, hey, I went to the grocery store, I spent this much. I went here and I spent this much. What you're doing though is everything that is a bill, you're writing that down. Everything that is coming out of that account every month, you're writing that down and you're writing how much, okay? And you're writing what paycheck it comes out, what time of the month, all that stuff, right? And then by doing this alone too, you'll find maybe fraud or little mistakes or stuff on there that you realize is not even you. So it's super important to do this from time to time in general. I know a lot of people are really good at just literally every day they're looking at their transactions, but a lot of people do not do that, you guys. Okay, especially people that have a little bit more freedom with their money. They're not so strapped for every dollar. They're not a budgeter. They're not whatever, and they'll just spend their money. And yeah, maybe they keep track of how much is in there. So as it dwindles down, they're paying attention to the overall amount, but they're not like looking at each transaction. So be looking at each transaction, see what it is, start writing down all your bills, okay? And you're going to get a really good sense just from your bank about that. But some stuff is cloaked, right? If you bought something through the phone or through Apple or through Google or through a different app, right? It might not come up on your phone specifically what it is. It might just say Amazon or it might just say Apple. And you're like, you have no idea. Is that, Apple Music? Is it Apple? You have no idea maybe specifically what it is you're even paying for. And when you see it, you just go over it, you gloss over it because you think, oh, it's just another thing I bought at Amazon, or it's just another thing I bought, Apple Tunes. I bought some music, right? And you're not really tracking it and understanding what that is, okay? And that's a way that fraud can happen as well too, with little bits of your money getting taken and you're not even realizing it, okay? Especially for people who buy Amazon all the time, Amazon, and don't track that. And they just see, oh, Amazon. Yeah, I buy Amazon all the time, but you don't really track it. There's a lot of stories of those people taking extra money, more money, and it might only be pennies or it only might be a couple dollars, but paying attention to that stuff, it can help you save money down the line because stuff is being taken from you that shouldn't, okay? Next thing for subscriptions is go into your phone. For me, iPhone, I don't know for Samsung, I can't tell you exactly where to go, but I'm sure it's in your settings some way, or however you guys go about buying stuff on your phone. So I think Android store maybe. Anyway, for iPhone, you go in your settings, you go into your, your Apple account or whatever, and it has a thing that says subscriptions, and you'll just go in and it will tell you all the subscriptions that you bought through your phone. So if you did anything through your phone, if you went on through your phone and got Netflix that way, if you got any of your TV apps, if you got any kind of feel good, all the apps on your phone, right, that you buy, some of those were free, but some of those have charges because you buy stuff within the app, or maybe the app does cost, maybe it's monthly, maybe it's yearly, but by the time at the end of the day, you do all this stuff on the spot. Oh, I have money for this. And you're just clicking away and have all these subscriptions. You might be surprised when you go into that subscriptions, all these other subscriptions that are coming out, and they're just coming out a different way. They're not going through your bank, okay? And so you're missing stuff, right? News apps, right? Weather apps, all types of apps on your phone to help you. And a lot of those, are sometimes it's yearly, and so you don't really notice it, right? Because it's once a year. But a lot of that stuff is every single month. For somebody like me, I have certain apps to help me with my channel, and so it's important to go in there and start canceling them. So just go in, you don't use this, you don't really use it, cancel, cancel, cancel. A lot of this stuff too, if it's like every 3 months or it's every year, it's a price, you can cancel it now, and then where it would say, you know, hey, this renews on a certain date, it will switch to expiring. So the app will still be available for you. If you've already paid for it for a year, you can cancel it on through the phone, through subscriptions, and then it's still going to be available for you for the rest of the time until it was supposed to be renewed, okay? And then it will completely, you know, be gone, okay? So subscriptions, really, really look at that, because there's so many different ways we go about subscribing for stuff, right? That it's hard, right? So do that, and then physically go to the places, call the places, go online, whatever it takes to cancel these places, if it's not as easy as doing it on your phone. Obviously the phone, it's one click, unsubscribe, it's done. Go on your Amazon and you have subscriptions there. Maybe that is like we have subscriptions. I had certain items on subscription that was nice, because every month or every other month, whatever I set up, that stuff was coming, and it was stuff that needed to be stocked, right, and stacked. And so it was good getting on. But some stuff you get to the point where, okay, I'm gonna stop. I have enough cat litter. I'm gonna stop that subscription for a while. So take a look at that stuff and figure out exactly what needs to be turned off for the time being, right? Or what makes sense for a subscription to be set up, right? It's something you buy and it makes sense for a subscription through Amazon to be set up, because it ends up being cheaper than you going out and buying that item every time, because inflation is happening. So just take a look at that, okay? Subscriptions. I know that was a lot on subscriptions, but some people like a little bit further in depth of how to go about doing it. Okay, your apps in regards to TV shows, TV watching, cable, all this stuff. Figure out which apps you watch the most and make a decision to dwindle down. You do not need 10 TV apps. Dwindle it down to 2 or 3 of your favorite ones. A lot of these apps too have a lot of bundles and packages, so pay attention to those TV bundles. Turn stuff off. You see a nice bundle that has several of your TVs, right? It has Disney Plus, maybe has this, maybe has this. Apple TV does a lot of that stuff, bundling stuff. So take a look at what you can bundle to get the things you want, or pay attention to what are the ones that you use the most, that you can't live without. Get those ones and turn off those other ones, okay? There's no need to have 10 and plus cable plus, you know, it's just not, you know, and then you've added on cable, you've added HBO, and you've added all these extra things when there's maybe an app that makes it cheaper anyway, right? Pay attention to what you're watching and get that stuff and that stuff only, right? And see what you can do. A lot of those apps still, I will say still, you can share with family. So you can figure out who has something and then share it, okay? Some of them have gotten smart with that, right? And they will just say somebody is logged in, but it's okay that they're maybe in a different state. But some are not. So I think it was Netflix that was getting smart on that and not letting you have it in different IPs like that, okay? Like if it was in a different state or city. Okay, so pay attention to that. Look at your TV apps. Another thing I have is if you are a family or an individual that eats out a lot, just downscale it, right? Make an eating out goal where, hey, we're only going to eat out once a week, or I'm only going to eat out once a payday. Or maybe you eat out every day for lunch and you're just going to scale back and say, I'm going to start bringing my lunch and I'm going to eat out for dinner, or vice versa, right? There's a lot of dynamics of different people and the way they do things. I think the smartest thing overall moving forward is you need to learn to cook if you don't know how to cook, and we need to cook from scratch and at home way more, because that is significantly cheaper than eating out. You know, we've gone to some places lately that it blows my mind the amount of money it costs for 3 people to eat or 5 people to eat. It's monstrous. Like, and when I pay, every time we pay, I think, who's paying this price? That people are paying this price, but yet they're paying the price, right? And I'm upset about it, but I'm still paying the price, right? And then I just make a mental note that, hey, this might not be the place to eat, right? And that's the other thing too, is if you are going to eat out, you need to get those sales, hit their menus, their sale items, or go into their place when they have certain things on sale, right? They have specials going on, lunch special, you know, dinner special, whatever, and cater it around that so that you can get the best deal, right? Uber Eats and all that stuff, that is so much more money because you're paying for delivery fees, you're paying for tip, you're paying for all this extra stuff that it just doesn't make sense. Every time you go physically to get said food, whatever, it's going to be cheaper. You know, sometimes you can go in and get a discount even further just by going in. There is stuff that you can do. In the flyers, a lot of people don't use this, but in the flyers you get weekly that we talk about how they have garbage, you know, coupons and stuff, but they always have a couple flyers for fast food, right? There's always some flyers in there for, you know, Wendy's or McDonald's or whatever, the Burger King. It doesn't, whatever. Okay. It doesn't really matter what place, but if you're going to eat fast food or you're going to eat out like that, grab those coupons so that you can get, you know, a deal or get something cheaper, right? I understand being a mom and trying to save a buck and get stuff, right? And some moms would be like, well, you shouldn't be eating out, right? But there's other moms that are like, they work and maybe they're not the best cook, or maybe they don't have time and they want to just grab some burgers somewhere, right? So we have to stop dogging people like, well, no wonder you don't have no money, you know, you're eating out all the time. We need to stop with that and just help each other of, this is your life. All of us have a different life, a different dynamic. And so help that person and give them ideas to help their dynamic and what they're doing. Okay. Next thing I have is start carpooling if you can. I know this is an option for everybody. Maybe it's scaling back and carpooling just certain days. It's not carpooling every day, but it's certain days. Maybe it's taking and going to work in a different way, right? Maybe it's public transportation. Maybe it's a different way you're getting to work. Just think it through, right? There could be something in regards to how you're getting to work, paying for gas, the amount of gas, all that stuff that you can do to get around that or to help offset. Okay. And you never know if you don't ask, you know, there might be coworkers that are like, yeah, I definitely want a carpool. Let's do that. Right. Or somebody has a cheaper car and that becomes the car, you know, hey, we're going to pitch in and get gas. We're going to carpool and we're going to pitch in a little bit towards a maintenance fee since you're like using your car. Right. You might be surprised what people are interested in doing. Right. You know, something as small as like, oh, and let's pitch in for a maintenance fee. Like that might be huge for that person. Like, yeah, because you just gave them extra money, right? Whether they use it for maintenance or not, you're giving them a little something extra outside of the gas. Okay. So I don't know, something to think about. Next thing I have is, make meals ahead of time. So when you meal prep, you save money, hands down, because you consciously think of what you need to make the meal. You make all these meals ahead of time. So now you're not thinking of something new to make. This could not mean meal prep like that, like for all the week. It could be something as simple as I'm going to make a bunch of stews and soups. I'm going to freeze them and put them in the freezer. And then I just have to, you know, put them on the burner or put them in the crock pot, warm them up and go. This could be making a bunch of stews and soups and just canning them and having them on the shelf that way and ready to go. But when you pre-make food like that, you save money. Okay. I know a lot of people that just buy, you know, like every day they'll get off work, they'll maybe go to a grocery store and they'll buy the fixings of whatever they need, let's say for tacos. And tacos is for dinner. They get that stuff and they have dinner. And they have food, of course, that they buy maybe at payday, that they have some scattered food in their house or whatever, but they do that a lot. Next day they go to work and maybe go to a grocery store, get something for dinner. Okay, we're going to have, you know, roasted, you know, chicken legs. They'll get that, they'll bring it home, they'll cook it, right? But doing that is not good for your wallet and is not going to be beneficial for making your money last, okay? When you think about and meal plan and think about what you're going to be cooking over the next few weeks or whatever it is until the next time you're making groceries or buying groceries, that is going to save you money, okay? And then you look for those things for sales. A lot of things that are helpful is, even better is, seeing the sales at a store, all the stores for the week, meal plan off of what's on sale, meal plan and make those meals off the sales items. So the type of meats that are on sale, for example, whatever, make meals with all of that type of meat. And then, you know, and then you go further and cook it ahead of time and you're really, really winning. Okay. Next thing I have is buy generic. just start buying generic. You might have a special cheese that you buy, right? Certain brands of different things, certain brand of chicken. I only get Tyson chicken or whatever, or I only buy a certain type of cheese, Sargentos or whatever, right? Baby, it is all the same, okay? For the most part, okay? I get something having a certain flavor, certain taste. Maybe you're elevating your flavor palette on a specific meal you're making, right? But at the end of the day, it's food, okay? And that generic food, that generic can that's right next to the name brand can of whatever it is you're getting is perfectly fine. It is food. It's the same food, okay? If you've noticed Kroger and Walmart, and they all have their own brand, they just bought that food on the market and repackaged it, and now it's a generic version because it's their brand, right? Get the generic. It's perfectly fine. In a lot of instances, people will tell you it tastes better. So it's definitely cheaper. Start switching to generic and check it out, okay? Because there's a lot of people that shop name brands, and it's no different with foods. People they have to have name brand foods. I eat a certain chili, I eat a certain cheese, I eat a certain chip, I eat a certain whatever, and they never take a look at the generic stuff that is maybe half the cost, if not cheaper, and they're just going to continue to pay those big prices, and they could be suffering because of it and not even realize, okay? Next thing is buy the sales and preserve. So you see a certain meat go on sale, buy a bunch of that meat, preserve it, right? Move forward the next week, buy the meat that's on sale, preserve it. All of the things, right? 1 week pasta's on sale, get a bunch of pasta, preserve it. And then you're not having to buy the same things every payday. You're buying what's on sale. And so you're buying bulk of stuff every payday that's on sale. And because you preserved it now, say it's hamburger, you preserved a ton of it because it was on sale. Now in the future, it's going up, it's hyperinflated, whatever. You don't necessarily have to be going to the store and paying those hyperinflation. You could just pull a jar that you've processed off of your shelf, okay? And you can think that with anything, right? It's not just meats, but it's all foods, all things that are on sale. So this kind of goes in hand with the buying, sales, and bulk, but sales, menu plan from sales, and then buy stuff from sales, and then preserve it so that it will take you through a period of time where the prices are going to be higher, right? There's been times certain meats I've said, nope, not going to buy it. But I have those meats at home on the shelf because I've preserved them before, okay? So at the end of the day, push comes to shove, I can say, hey, I'm just not going to make those meals with that type of meat maybe right now. But at the end of the day, if I really was wanting it, I have that on the shelf, okay? And so that's what I mean by buy and then preserve. So that's all I have on my list, you guys, as far as, financial stuff for inflation. I just think that times are hard, but it's not going away. Prices are going to continue to rise. I think once we get past the holidays, that's where you're going to see that first push of it's a new year and people and businesses trying to turn their businesses around, and not because, these big stores, Walmart's, Targets, stuff like that, they are having heavy losses right now, and they are having to close stores, and they are having to make decisions, and they're not going to be able to just keep stuff at low prices. The prices are going to continue to go up as businesses try to survive. I can't tell you how many emails of different things I get on a regular basis, and I've received an email saying, hey, this is going up by $1, this is going up by $2, right? So you've got to pay attention to that. One more thing is memberships. I have a YouTube membership. Take a look at memberships. A lot of people sign up for memberships, sign up for Patreon, and they never watch that person, okay? I get it. The whole idea about memberships is to support the creator, because for a lot of creators, that's how we make a living. That is part of my income, okay? But at the end of the day, if your family is struggling, you better go to my membership and you're a member and cancel that baby, okay? It's fine, right? I understand that some of them you get something from it. Like for us, for my membership, it's the Discord channel, because you have you get that link, and like-minded people are all throughout it. We're sharing recipes, we're sharing holistic stuff, we're sharing movie ideas, conspiracy theorist stuff, foodie stuff, garden stuff. You have access to me, obviously, right? Direct access to me, direct messaging, direct conversations, right? So that's kind of the baby or the extra that you get with being a member of mine. But at the end of the day, I don't track that. Like, you become a member, you get that link, and then now you cancel, because we have to make hard decisions and not do things for other people. You need to do stuff that's going to make your family survive. And if that's, you're subscribed to 10 channels and yeah, it's just $2 here and there, but it's one thing, yeah, if you want to support them, then continue to do that. But all I'm saying is take a look at that, because that stuff builds up. It adds up, okay? And furthermore, especially if it's a channel that you do not watch anymore, and you might be paying something to a channel that you don't even like anymore, or you don't watch anymore, or you don't want to support them anymore, and yet you are, and you don't even realize it, right? So take a look at that stuff, to include my members. You know, if the need is there for your family and you're struggling, you should take that off, right? And do good. Be kind to people. There's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of violence. Just continue to be a good person and make decisions, smart financial decisions for you and your family. Another thing we did was start envelopes, right? Starting envelopes. Now this is, you're not telling people you're starting envelopes, because this can be dangerous. You don't want people knowing you're keeping cash, but we've talked about you need to be getting cash out of the bank and keeping cash at home or wherever, right? But starting envelopes is smart. You can have envelopes, emergency fund envelope. Maybe there's something that you guys are saving for in general, but you switch it to an envelope, okay? Have these envelopes, put a little bit of money in them every month. It could be a couple dollars. This doesn't have to be, oh, you have to put $100 in each envelope every month. This could be put $5 in them, okay? Put $2, okay? Whatever it is, do that, okay? This could be jars, not envelopes, but jars. And you're putting change. Oh, I went to the store, this is my change, I'm going to put it in the emergency fund jar, okay? Or I'm going to put it in this, the maintenance fund jar, or whatever, okay? So it could be pennies, it doesn't matter, okay? My point is, everything counts, everything matters. You can do this, but it's going to get harder, and so you have to prepare yourself for that. But you have us, you have like-minded people. I would love to hear in the comments below people's thoughts, your ideas on saving money, tips on either making money, saving money, whatever it has to do with helping people, give them ideas of how to move forward with knowing that things are going to get tougher. Okay, so I'll see you guys tomorrow on the next video. Take care. Bye.